going here. I'll record it. We had a meeting. I think this meeting actually was scheduled for 2 weeks ago, and then it got moved to last week. And then the day before, I was traveling, and I got a message. It's like, well, are you going to go to the PCFR meeting tomorrow? And I was in Silicon Valley for a couple days, and it was like, well, I didn't know there was a PCFR meeting, and it's like, well, that's not good because we have a meeting set at the same time. And so about an hour later, I met Dr. Sanjeev Kagram. He was hosting a delegation of ours coming in from India. And we were talking and this and that. He goes, oh, by the way, I'll be in Phoenix tomorrow. I'll be at the PCFR event. It's like, well, wait a minute. There's all this PCFR stuff going on. What's going on? And then I remembered that did anybody go to that one with Mayor Gallego got honored? Did anybody go?
I was there. Yeah, it was a nice event.
Okay.
That was their like big 50-year anniversary, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was a big deal for them. I was not able to attend this year, but that's a very nice event.
Okay. Does anybody here want to be at our 50th anniversary? We've only got about another 40 years.
Right.
Anybody going to be around?
Everybody was asking about you, Doug. Where was Doug?
Yeah, I was in Silicon Valley, and Sanjeev left me high and dry. Although he did do an amazing Global Chamber event, basically almost a full day of activities. It was just unbelievable. And then he did mention that was his first day out kind of in the community since he's left Thunderbird. So the whole thing with him leaving ASU and still he has some responsibilities at ASU, but basically he's at Stanford University at the as a distinguished fellow of the Hoover Institute, and that's where he took us. That group there, Condoleezza Rice was part of it, and the people, George Shultz building. It was in the George Shultz building, and the amount of the number of really extraordinary leaders that have been through that organization is historic. It really is an historic location from a global perspective. So we got some really great events, but that was his first time in the community since he left Thunderbird, and so he really viewed that as a really important step for him. As you may know, he's the Global Chamber chair of our board, and he's been doing a great job. Just to give you a little bit of kind of framework of what's going on, and then we'll go around the room, starting with Eduardo, and then we'll go to Karen next because she has to be finished at the bottom of the hour. This is the monthly Global Chamber Phoenix Globinar Cross Metro Meetup. We often have a keynote speaker, but today it's mainly focused in on the semiconductor event that we're doing in about 10 days. And so we'll let Eduardo go through that. As far as things that are happening and just reemphasizing our focus at Global Chamber, we're going to be announcing in the next few weeks that we're now in 605 chapters around the world. It's actually 606, but sort of like 666, it doesn't seem like a really good number to advertise. So we've rounded it down to 605. I did actually find out about 3 new chapters that we didn't have on the list this morning. It's like, oh my God. So maybe we better wait a little while, but I think we're going to move forward unless somebody comes up with a better numerology than 605. We'll be announcing that. So we, to a large extent, because Dr. Kagram's leadership, he's pulled together a team of almost 20 global leaders that are our board, and they've been phenomenal in terms of thinking about Global Chamber and making it so that I can understand better about the sustainability of the organization, and that it needs to be here 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now. And to be able to do that, there's things that we need to do differently. As one of the board members, and he said he's become a close friend. He's our Global Chamber Baltimore, Washington Advisory Board chair. He sold Clements Worldwide to Gallagher Insurance. So it's like a big, many multi-million-dollar deal. He's brilliant. He said, sometimes Global Chamber to me feels a little ad hoc. And so he told me that a few months ago, and it really stuck with me because he's right. The way we've approached it has been, I would say, in a way that I've historically run first AZIG and now Global Chamber Phoenix, and it requires a different style. It requires a different approach. It requires different revenue streams. It requires just a variety of things different than what we've been doing. So the first 10 years were great. Phoenix has been the most important part of that because that's where we started. Now in the next phase, everything's going to change, hopefully for the better, and we'll just kind of take it step by step. And you'll see, I think, over the next weeks and months, a variety of announcements like the 605, like I'm going to be in Vancouver the day before our big event in Phoenix, and I'll be announcing a strategic alignment with 5 other organizations in real estate, in commercial real estate. The announcement's going to be in Vancouver. And so that's going to change a lot of what we're doing in terms of how we approach each chapter and how we connect on the real estate side. Over the last 2 months, I've been somewhat surprised at now that's going to be a partner that we'll be announcing possibly before the 5th one in Vancouver. Maybe it'll take a little longer. But as global business tends to do, I met this company virtually as they were expanding into Australia from India, which is kind of, that's okay. And then I very quickly started talking to the CEO in India, and over the last couple months, we basically we're going to develop a partnership, and it's going to elevate Global Chamber into a much higher level in terms of its resources, in terms of its globalness. And it's just, hey, sometimes when you're just kind of working hard and and sometimes feeling like, why are we doing this, and what's the long term, what's the end game here, things happen for the positive. So I encourage all of you, no matter what you're doing, to, when you feel like you're onto something, keep at it. That 3 feet from gold concept is, hopefully is going to be true for us, and certainly is our goal. And that is, number one, focus on members, focus on their success, focus on their ability to find opportunities around the world, and simplify that process. So the contrast concept of exposing members to so many more opportunities, but at the same time simplifying the process using systems and artificial intelligence is our focus. And so the last thing I'll say is Globi continues to be developed. We do have an artificial intelligence tool that we developed over the last 9 months. It became basically a tool that we use internally about 3 or 4 months ago. And now we've been figuring out how to roll that out to members. And now we've done that. We've not rolled it out. We have rolled it out to members, but not all members, just a beta scale. And what this allows us to do is be able to help members in several ways. Number one, we're going to be doing even more events. And so since we do 700 a year, if we're doing 5,000 events, that's way too much for any of us to digest. And so Globy helps with that. Here are the things I want to do. Globy tells you, here are the ones that you should be thinking about. So number one, that's something that Globy will do. Number two, and actually more important, is connections. And so, hey, I'm a banker and I want to meet companies that look like this, have this profile. Could you help me understand more about which ones I should be connecting with and what's the path to developing a warm relationship with those, and using Globy in those kinds of ways? That's doable. We're just rolling that out right now. So between our global expansion and Globy and some of these partnerships, I think it's going to be going to be a fun and exciting ride. And I personally hope I'm still involved for another 20 years. I'd like to be the CEO for a few more years for sure, and be involved with Global Chamber for at least 20, and fingers crossed, health participates. One of my favorite activities this year has been that Eduardo Gonzalez is our advisory board chair for the Phoenix chapter. And he's been doing an amazing job. Thank you, Eduardo. You're understated, you're well connected, you're humble, you're thoughtful. You are a great partner, and really appreciate your leadership with the Global Chamber Advisory Board and the Global Chamber chapter. You and Marcos Garcia Costa came to me a couple months ago with the idea of putting an event on prior to Semicon West. Semicon West is always held in San Francisco. This year, it's being held in Phoenix, and every other year it will be held in Phoenix. And so we said, what if we could take the day before, and while people are arriving, let's do something that explains the ecosystem, the very special ecosystem we have in Phoenix. And let's pull in some resources and some people and explain to these visitors about how special Phoenix is. So we went ahead and started to plan it. We tried to work with GPEC and ACA and all the other people that are trying to do something similar, or something maybe not similar, but something the day before. And so we did, and I did talk to Thomas Maynard about GPEC and how to best work around the fact that they have a variety of companies in town. So they have an event that ends at 2, and then they have some touring that's going on, and then they have some other things, but they're all kind of fragmented. And then that's not true. GPEC does have a coordinated event at 5 o'clock with the Canadian government. There's a special dignitary from Canada down. So that fellow will be at our event earlier in the day. Our event will be from 2:30 to 5:30, and then 5:30 onward, there'll be a informal reception with Business France in the pub upstairs above the event. So 3 hours, 2:30 to 5:30, an event with a variety of leaders from our area, from Mexico. I also invited a few other people. There's a couple people from Texas. There's a guy named Barry Broom from California, because I thought California needed to be represented. There's a variety of really interesting folks, extraordinary people that, Eduardo, you started. Look what you started. What would you like to share about the event, and what help do you need, and what else would you like to share?
Thank you, Doug. You're very kind words. So like Doug said, it started a little bit rough, the event, and all of a sudden it kept on growing and growing. And right now, people are reaching out to us to see how they can take part. So I think it's looking good. So everybody can look at the can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so everybody can look at the website. Please share it, because we need to have more people sign in. So like Doug said, it's going to be on October 6th from 2 to around 5:30 p.m. and then we're gonna move upstairs to the pub for the networking event. That same day in the morning, the Arizona ACA, Arizona Commerce Authority, are going to have their welcoming event for the Semicon. So just after that event concludes, ours is going to start. And we're going to have a nice mix of people from the US and Mexico talking about the opportunities between the two countries and the semiconductor. Locally, we're going to have a representation from the city, from the Arizona Commerce Authority, and from several people that you know very well, like Carolyn Colombo from the Arizona District Export Council, of course, Michael Patterson, and some experts like Mr. Gupta and where's Mr. Quinn from the semiconductor industry. They're going to give us a brief overview of the industry and how they see things. And then we're going to move to a panel where we're going to discuss the opportunities in the US. And then we're going to move to a panel for Mexico, where we're going to have representation from Chihuahua, the state of Baja, and the state of Sonora. And in between, we're going to have an expert, a very good friend of mine. Where is he? I know I saw it. All right.
Not everybody's down at the bottom, but you've got a couple people there that were just added there, huh?
Yeah, here he is, Jesus. So Jesus, he's a guy that's the only Mexican guy authorized by Microchip. And he's doing great things with universities in Mexico on how to train people to use microprocessors in application, adapting sensors and all the IoT part of manufacturing and education. So I think his point of view is going to be really interesting to hear. And of course, the state representatives and the experts that we're going to have. So October 6th is coming together. Please share it. Please go. And yeah, looking really forward to it.
We're going to hit the marketing button on Monday, so that'll really only be I think that's only about a week of kind of pretty heavy marketing. It started to go out a week or two ago, and I think we have about 50 people signed up, and it only fits about 100. So we're not going to be able, but 50 only means, about 40. So we've got a ways to go. And so definitely anybody that is, that is interested in the semiconductor industry, connecting up with some of these companies. Actually, it's the number of signups is actually higher. I should go through. So a quick example is an old friend of mine ended up shifting over. He works in Korea, and he ended up getting hired by the Arizona Commerce Authority, like completely coincidental, or at least the firm that he's with got hired to be a connection point with the Korean Korean industry. And so there are 25 Korean companies coming over that are not in the sign up yet. So I guess we better manage that, Eduardo, or at least have some more chairs along the outside. So they're coming over for Semicon West. There'll be companies from Germany, from the UK, from Thailand, from of course Japan and Korea, and from different parts of the world, from France because of the Business France connection. So there'll be local companies and there'll be companies from all over the world. So does anybody have any questions for Eduardo or me, or any comments or things that you'd like to see, or if you like to volunteer your time for something? I know, Ryan, you had mentioned about possibly being involved. Same with you, Alma. Karen, we already have as somehow involved in the program, and we'll get back with you, Karen, on that early next week. Do any of you or anybody here have questions or thoughts?
Doug, I will be there. This is Ban Faris. I will be there, and I know our team from ASU very involved also. If you need
Fantastic.
anything, let me know.
Fantastic. That's great. Thanks, Bon. Bon is a new participant and leader on our advisory board. So welcome. How are you doing?
So far, good. Good.
Yeah.
Yes, we are in Tempe. It's a lot of rain today. I got picture from my friend in Scottsdale, which is Tempe and Scottsdale. Like it's not that long, big distance, and it's raining so bad. Like she sent me a picture from her house. Like, where is that? So doing
What
well.
is that, a Volkswagen you're in? What kind of car has a sloping roof like that? That looks interesting.
Oh, this is the Tesla, but I have the covered for the rooftop.
I see. Ah, okay.
Yes,
I see. Okay, I was
because
going to
the
say
sun.
Tesla, but then I saw that.
Yes.
Very cool.
I
That's
have another meeting, so I'm talking to you from my car beside the Fulton School because I have meeting at 1 with them.
okay. I like the whole vibe there. It looks really cool. Yeah, you just need a ASU logo behind you and you're all set.
Right?
Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
So Karen, thank you in advance. We'll figure out a way to get B of A. And also there are a couple of the companies that are coming in that look like potentially interesting. So I'll get those names over to you so you can take a look ahead of time.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Before we get to the bottom of the hour, is there anything that you would like to share either about the event that's coming up or anything else that's going on, any needs that you have?
Well, I'll just keep it generic, looking forward to the event, looking forward to seeing everyone, just coming off of taking some time off, so I'm not camera ready today. So, but I'll be there in person next on that for Semicon. But so I'm a commercial banker and first and foremost an ambassador for the bank. We're a very large institution. We have a lot of resources. If I can help any of you, let me know. As a commercial banker, I bank businesses. We help with their lending, operating accounts, treasury cash management, anything else the bank has to offer. Our bank collapsed our small business and business banking groups into one organization. So to keep it simple, that means that our group is banking companies generating between 1 and 50 million in revenues. We often go over 50, but that's, to keep it simple. So we've been a member for several years, really happy to participate with Doug, and Eduardo had the niftiest looking caricature of himself before he came online. That's one of the best I've ever seen, Eduardo. So happy Friday, everyone.
The
Thank you,
avatar.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fun.
that's what it is, the avatar. Yeah, that was cool. I need to get one of those. You're gonna have to help me out with that, Eduardo.
I can. Yeah, I
Okay, all
will.
right. All
I
right.
think you and I will disagree on that avatar.
That
I,
doesn't like it.
that is not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
I liked it.
I think he can do better for sure.
Okay, all right.
But thank you for all that, and thank you for your support. Really appreciate it, Karen.
Sure.
We're at the bottom of the hour, or close to it, and I want to make sure we get to Daniela Santangelo, and I didn't pronounce that right. I'm sorry. Daniela is working on a big event in November, a tech event. And Daniela, do you have a moment to explain more about what's coming up?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, Doug, Eduardo. You've been great partners throughout this process. So happy to share what we're working on with everyone. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I think I have the ability to. Great. Yes, so you were close in how you pronounced my last name, Santangelo. But I'm an ex-co-founder of a tech company, and it's my second time in Arizona. So I moved back here in 2023. And did Freeway in partnership with City of Phoenix and a bunch of private partners as well. So we're running it as a public-private initiative, and we're really focused on helping to grow the startup ecosystem. We're throwing our 4th Tech Talent Summit this November 6th and 7th, and this will have an international focus as well. So part of the collaboration with the Global Chamber is really to acknowledge that we are launching an international chapter called Tech Arizona Advocates. This is the 45th chapter of a larger organization called Global Tech Advocates. where the CEO, his name is Russ Shaw. He lives in London now, but he's originally from Arizona and went to Saguaro High School. So he's really keen to help us really amplify Phoenix to the world, especially on the tech and startup ecosystem standpoint. So feel free to go to our website, freewayphoenix.com. You can click on the ticket. This is a free ticket for the official chapter launch of Tech Arizona Advocates. So you can join that event, which is the first night of the summit, Thursday, November 6th. We also are looking to partner with any other global organizations in town that want to be a collaborative partner like the Global Chamber. So we're working with Phoenix Sister Cities, GPEC as well. And really, our goal is to build a community around kind of this access that we want to provide, which is going to include mentorship from different regions that, the other 44 chapters with Global Tech Advocates. So if you're a Phoenix founder, startup founder looking for customers, investors in Ireland, there's going to be a chapter individual there that they'll be able to connect with. Also, International Tech Weeks. They're going to be providing badges for London Tech Week next June to have more accessibility for Phoenix founders to go to London Tech Week and have exposure with 30,000 individuals from around the world. So that's really where we want to have more access, exposure, and experience. We have a board of directors as well that's helping us. So a really great group. And yeah, we would love for you all to be a part of it. Lastly, so part of the summit experience is, because this is the first time that we're doing a 2-day summit. First day is focused on talent. The second day is focused on capital. We are currently seeking companies that are hiring. So we have the part of the experience for day one is a modern career fair of where we can connect job seekers to jobs at startups. We are looking for startups and corporations, so to make sure that there's something for everyone in the room. So if you know of any companies locally that are hiring, please send them my way. Happy to speak to them about getting a table, super casual 6-foot table set up. But we're going to be targeting job seekers next month. So we will actually be marketing their roles and then helping to attract the right job seekers in October and get a really great group to show up at the event in November. So happy to answer any questions that you have. And thank you, Doug, for providing this time.
Any questions by anybody? For some reason, I missed the Saguaro High School. So that's good.
Yeah.
I know that area really well. So cool.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to drop off. Great to meet you all, and feel free to reach out. Thanks for your support.
Thanks, Daniela. Take care. Have a good day.
You too. You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. So Eduardo, sorry, I wanted to make sure we got both Karen and Daniela in before the bottom of the hour. What else should we cover? I know Alma had wanted to be part of that, and I haven't seen her weaved in yet. And Ryan wanted to participate and help out, and I'm not sure how that's happening. And I'm not sure which Wendy that is at the bottom, but one thing I encourage you to do is spell out your name and company. There's a few Wendy's that we have as members, so I'm not sure which one you are or if you're some other Wendy. So please feel free to do that. We did start this thing with identifying members of Global Chamber with an asterisk in the events so that they become higher on the list, if you will, and also identified so that we know who the non-members are. So if you are a member for sure, let us know who you are. Orion and Alma and anybody else, any comments or thoughts or about the program, how we can get you involved, and anything else?
My thought was they always need somebody to move chairs, so I'm definitely qualified to do that.
Okay.
And I think my wife would agree. So I'm just going to be there and help, because there's always stuff to do. So that was about as complicated as I wanted to make it. Show up and shut up, and one of those things is hard for me to do. So
would you be okay with handling the reception desk? Kind of waving folks in. We do have 2 interns that are who will be there, but they're also going to be part of the Zoom part of it. So it's probably better to have someone, a member that's manning that station.
Perfect. More than happy to.
Super.
Definitely. I'm available. I'll be there too. So anything that you guys need, I'm available to help.
Perfect. How about you and Ryan handle the reception desk?
Sounds great.
Perfect. Have you guys met in person before?
No.
Not
Nice
yet.
to meet you, Ryan.
You too, Alma. I'm successfully married for 30 years, so I take directions very well.
That's very good to know. Very good to know.
I think that's
He's
all you need
very
to know,
well.
right?
My
You're
dad
very
would
well
say the same
domesticated,
thing.
Brian. You've been domesticated already.
What's that?
You've been domesticated. You've been tamed,
I
Okay.
think
That's
it's
what my dad says.
I am
We
in the-
celebrated their anniversary yesterday. We celebrated 60 years yesterday. And that's what my dad says. He's like, just say yes.
Obey the lady.
it's less about being domesticated, it's just being smart about things. It's just sometimes it's better to shut up. In many circumstances, not just in marriage. So thank you for learning all of that. So you guys are in for sure. And anything else, Marcos? Is there anything else? I don't know how much of what Eduardo talked about you heard, but he did go through the agenda a bit. Anything you'd like to add, please? Thank you for your help with this.
No, just a few things, and I know you, Eduardo, and I, we are hammering the final lineup next week. But and I send you some emails, so just for our agenda next week, we got the offer for there's an application, and I'll send it to, or you can distribute it. I send you the the URL for that. For tracking attendance at meetings. This is a group that does a lot of social networking, and they created an application, and they're willing to come up, have a QR, and people can sign up. It's pretty easy to, you just click, enter your name automatically, and you are in. And it gives you a report of who was there, and it's a very nice way to do follow-ups after a meeting. And also there's another group that is organizing some events and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want them, for the Polo events in November. And they want to distribute free tickets. So I said I was going to run that by you, Doug. And so you can chew on it over the weekend. It's free of cost, and they'll provide the people and everything. So it's a good way to help them, and they help us a little bit with the experience for the attendees. And then the last thing, I don't know, Ban is also listening, but I copied Helen Wu from Thunderbird, because I'm trying to reach out and distribute with the Taiwanese Chinese speaking community. So if you can follow, if you talk to her or run into her, if you can just remind her to communicate that to the rest of her network. I've been doing that in some of the Chinese forums, but she can get through a little bit better than I can ever do in my Chinese.
Who was it that you mentioned?
Helen Wu.
Oh, from Thunderbird. So do you need some help from me on that, did you say? Or
just remind her about the event, and to pass the message to the Taiwanese Chinese business community.
Okay.
I've been doing that on some of the Chinese speaking forums, and I know she's in some of them, but if she hears that from different people, maybe she'll believe me.
Got it.
I have a quick question. Are there going to be any tags or anything?
What is that?
Are there going to be any tags for the event
Oh.
or where people you can see their name?
We could arrange that.
I think it's a good idea because there will be a lot of people coming and going, and
Yep.
once you give out your card, sometimes people get lost, and if you have your name, maybe a good idea.
Okay, we'll bring name tags. That's a good idea.
And a Sharpie.
And a Sharpie, a few.
Marcos, I just sent you a text message.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm working
Okay.
on that, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And on Monday we can talk more about what's the final lineup.
Yeah, I think have a meeting with the panelists prior to the event. Yeah, will be good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And also, yeah, I got some feedback from you, Eduardo. Doug, I send a few foils for every one of the guys that I'm handling. So just like very high level without a lot of extreme details. We want them to talk more than read the foils. So just take a look at it and we can work on that next week.
Okay.
What I used to hear the word foils like 30 years ago. What
Oh,
is
well,
the
PowerPoint or
Yes.
whatever.
He's old fashioned. He means slides.
Slides? I did see something from you for slides, but you know, let's, you know, what is the purpose of that?
Just so people know who is speaking. It's just the names and, you know,
Okay.
their quick background, like, hey, this is Doug, look at his face, he's from Global Chambers, and, you know, for 100 years of experience in connecting people globally, whatever.
So
Okay.
this is something to hand out at the meeting, you mean, or?
Just show it as we are telling people, hey, this is this guy, kind of
In the screen.
introduction. Yeah, on the screen.
Oh, okay.
If possible, we need to figure it out. That's one of the questions on Monday's meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, we could put it, whatever you're doing, I did see something, we could maybe take a pieces out of it and put it into a presentation, like a global chamber presentation or something, if that's, you're saying at the beginning of the program, kind of go through the program and introduce the people, that kind of thing? No, we can go through it on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. That's the purpose of that. That's this. Yeah, it's not presentation. It's just, hey, these are the people that you're gonna be hearing here. A lot of folks, they like to take pictures of, you know, the information, so they can follow up on that or share it with other people. So I can see that they would want to say, oh, this is, I don't know, Doug Burke, and this is where he is. So take a picture of that slide and they can just follow up on it later.
Okay, sounds
Did I
good.
say the slide? I meant foils.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's my that's what I had on my list, sir.
That sounds good. Rutherford, anything on your side? Anything going on? Are you going to be able to attend, and what's going on in your world?
Yes, I will be able to attend and I can help. And it's funny because Ryan said he was successfully married for that long. I haven't put those two words together. Yeah, I've been married for 35 years. My wife will have to see if it's successfully married for 35 years, but I will be there. By the way, I think you know, Doug, that meeting we were supposed to have last Friday. The Senator Mark Kelly had to go back to the floor, so he couldn't be there. So that is going to be rescheduled.
Good.
I don't know if you know that, but
Yeah, thank you. I was with Sanjeev on Thursday. Did you meet Sanjeev? Did he come to Thunderbird?
no, he did not.
Okay. So on Thursday, I was getting Jevin Hodge and Sanjeev together to meet at the United Nations this week. But then part of it was for Sanjeev while he was being in Phoenix on Friday to go to PCFR and then go to that meeting with Senator Kelly. But I think when Senator Kelly had to stay in Washington, then Sanjeev did something else with that time, so you didn't get to meet him, unfortunately. So hopefully next time. So I did get the message. I did hear that it was going to be rescheduled, and a bummer, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point. I did also just get a message from Senator Kelly's office because Jevin had negotiated that Senator Kelly to be at our event on the 6th as well if he was going to be in town. It turns out he's not going to be in town, but they are going to do a video for us so we'll kick off the event on the 6th with a video from Senator Kelly, but we won't have him in person. So 0 for 2 in the last couple.
Yeah.
We'll
Can't control everything with those people in those positions.
Cannot. But
Yeah.
Jevin is really close. Jevin Hodge is someone who, if you are a voter in Scottsdale, you may remember he ran against Schweikert
Yes.
and was ahead for 5 days after
Yeah.
the election, but then finally lost by 0.5%. So he didn't
Yeah.
quite make it. But he's still very active and very engaged and very much wanting to change the world. And he started a consulting company. I think it's called Amplify Global something.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it's very global. And I happened to see it on LinkedIn and it's like, oh my God, I know that guy, and he's
Yeah.
got a global thing. And so I reached out to him and we talked like within a couple hours. And by the next day, he was a member of Global Chamber. And then subsequently, we're changing the world one meeting at a time. And part of it was him saying, let me get Senator Kelly to do this event. And that was the thing about pulling Rutherford and his son Sterling into the event with Thunderbird. So next time.
Oh, absolutely. It was good. By the way, we did have the meeting, and we did go through a lot of the topics. He just wasn't there. He called in. He was on the phone for about 20 minutes, and then I had to leave. But
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know he was on the phone, but I saw his director, who used to be the mayor of
Yes.
Coral or Cora.
Yeah. Flagstaff. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she ran the meeting, I guess, in his absence. So, okay, well, cool. That was great. Senator Kelly is, pretty global guy. And so we have a lot to be thankful for in Arizona to have, a senator of that strength, both of them, really, really strong. And a mayor. Oh my God, we got some great folks. Well, that's that. Anything else, Eduardo and Marcos, on the event?
No, we'll talk on Monday. So far, if everybody can start sharing the link, they have any questions, reach out, and hope to see everybody there. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I'll get it out to the advisory board over the weekend, and I think I've already just put it on everybody's calendar so that they've at least got that. But then hopefully get not only folks there, but reaching out to get some folks. I think we're potentially almost already full anyway, but that's good.
Oh, really?
We want,
Okay. Because
if we've got around 50 signed up, but that doesn't include probably most of us or the 25 from Korea, so let's get the word out because, we want a full house. The Thunderbird has talked about having about 100 maximum, but we've gotten 125 in there. So I'm not too concerned about that.
I think we have about 25% or so. That's half of the room.
What's that?
We have like more than 20 presenters, so that's a lot of people already.
Yeah.
That will be sitting down and waiting for their turn. So plus whoever signs up.
Oh, that's a good point, because I don't think we have a lot of the speakers signed up to either. So I guess I better go through that this weekend and look at what the real number is. But nonetheless, let's get the word out and spread the word because that's going to be an amazing week. Here in Los Angeles, a lot of like when I talk to the different consulates or the Thailand one was a surprise. Is like, oh, you're based in Phoenix. It's like we're going to Semicon. It's like, oh my God. So there's going to be a lot of people in town for that. So we'll have a really interesting crowd. Does anybody else have anything else? Any help that you need? Any events coming up? Any causes you're pushing? We meet as a chapter once a month virtually, and then we have these other things that come along. One of the things that did come yesterday at the Global Chamber of Los Angeles chapter advisory board meeting. Oh, we have an advisory board meeting next Tuesday at 3:30. So if you're on the advisory board, jump into that. But the yesterday's one in LA, one of the ideas that came out was they're going to do a holiday party. So I've got that covered. Eduardo, if you saw that thing that Paul McCartney and I now are good friends now that I've met him twice. Once in 1990 when I met him, we were staying at the same hotel, the Okura Hotel in Tokyo. I got to meet him and what was his wife's name? Famous, right? Paul and Linda McCartney. So I met them and the band, and it was like amazing. And my daughter was like, just like another person, but for me, it was like, yikes, Paul McCartney. So the other day, it was at this place in Venice Beach. They're kicking off the Paul McCartney tour in Palm Springs on the 29th, and lo and behold, he's in my neighborhood here, and he's having breakfast at my favorite breakfast place. So pretty cool. I love LA. And I love Phoenix too. And so part of where the LA group went, which I think will impact the Phoenix advisory board, is we decided as part of our end of year celebration, we'd like to get together with all the advisory board members in the US that would like to in a virtual conversation, because that was something that started LA, New York. And then Chicago wanted to be part of it, and then Houston. And I said, well, if we're going to do those, we might as well do Phoenix. And let's add San Francisco and add Denver and Salt Lake, and we'll get the advisory board members all in a virtual meeting. I don't know what's going to happen, but probably the world will bend or break or something like that, but it'll be a lot of fun. So that's coming up for Phoenix. And then we are already starting to plan for next year, a Grow Globally Fair and a Women in Global Leadership, and starting to get some things going there. So, Eduardo, any final comments?
The link is in the chat, and yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody there. Thanks, Alma, for helping us, and thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I think
have
Maria
one more
Elena
thing.
Gallego is going to be again back with us, right? Did she agree to come up and speak?
I believe I saw an email that she couldn't. She had a conflict, but I'll double check. And I believe Alma has a question.
Oh, no.
Alma.
Finish up. I was just going to talk about this foundation that I started volunteering for real quick.
Yeah, what do you got?
So, Indira Jeffrey is part of Global Chamber. I know that you know her. She started a group about a year ago, a little more, called Mujeres Unidas in Arizona, and she decided to do the actual foundation. And so I volunteer. I'm an ambassador for it, and mainly it's about entrepreneurship, financial education, English as a second language, and mental health. And so we've had a few events. We're going to have like a 1-year anniversary in November, and I'll send all the information for people that want to join. And we're starting an English program, English as a second language, and it's free. So I want to promote that too, because it's important for people, the Latin community. And it's called the Latin Women Foundation, but it's also for men. So whoever wants to join and have that help when starting their business. I think it's a good foundation to approach.
What was the name of it?
It's called Mujeres Latinas Unidas Foundation, so Latin Women United Foundation.
Okay.
I'll put it on the right here on the chat.
That gives me goosebumps.
It's a really good organization. We've had I wish we had more people, but we've had really good turnout in the events. On the first one, I talked about Lean Six Sigma, and people seem to be interested in those courses that I'm offering through the Lean Six Sigma Institute. And we have some very good people also participating and helping out entrepreneurs. A lot of women.
And that's Indira Jeffrey.
Yes.
Got it. Fantastic. Yep. She and her brother run the Guanajuato chapter. So she's been a long
That's true. Yeah.
involvement. She also, I think, has been instrumental in the Dreamcatcher initiative that Thunderbird runs.
Yes. So we offered that to a group of people in the foundation, and originally it was going to be for 25 people, and they had so many entries that they're doing it with 40 people. And it's been going on for the last few weeks, and it's almost over. So it's been good. We've had good people too.
Very good. Well, I think
Thank you.
thank you. It's a great last word to finish this conversation off. Thanks everybody for attending today. Thank you for both sharing and listening and being part of this movement to get more people involved with global business, to have it be more successful. And at the end of the day, as we connect around the world, we work with each other, we learn from each other, we negotiate, we mediate, we become closer together, and more we appreciate that we're one tribe, the global tribe. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.